Hey guys, it is story time again, and back here with Lifeless Planet as usual. We're gonna try and get our little friend out of here. She's not having too good of a time. I'm trying to remember where to go. I think it's over here. Yeah, we can... No. Get up the rock. Get up the rock. There we go. Now we gotta do some climbing here. Of a sort. And getting her out of here. I wanted to dedicate this story time today to... Oh, shit. To death. Oh, God, I killed us both. Oops. Sorry about that. Want to dedicate this show today to... one particular issue that... I really... don't want to be controversial. May wind up being that way, I don't care. Well, I do care, but... well, we'll just see. It's an issue that's been an ongoing thing for me for years now, and I've never actually really addressed it, or been given a chance to address it fully. You guys have probably have heard about some of it. But, and I know there are some of you out there that you've come to me and said, you know, I like your work and I support you and everything, but did you really say blah, blah, blah? And these are two of those things that I get that a lot with, and I want to address them. So I'm going to spend this episode doing that. And those two things are my views on suicide and transgenders. And the reason that I know that sounds like a combination, like a really weird combination of things to explain together, but there's a reason, because my views on them, on both of those things, are similar for pretty much the same reason. So they kind of feed into each other. And so I'll talk about both of them. There we are. Now we're up here. No more jetpack. And the Russian...
that explains how she's able to breathe the atmosphere.
The Russian woman appears to have greatly modified biology. While traversing a volcano region, she began to suffocate. Oxygen in my suit appeared to be of no help, and she only recovered upon intake of exhaled gases, including carbon dioxide. It appears her body is somehow partially photosynthetic, able to intake CO2 and convert it to oxygen. That's not what photosynthetic means, but okay, whatever. Like plants do on Earth. While this could explain her survival on an oxygen-poor atmosphere, I can't understand the science behind this observation. Well, science here's a little weird. I should go up here. Maybe not, because I probably die. So anyway, I'm gonna get going on this, and I may do a bird box on this, or an extended, rant or something on this, just to give everybody the lowdown. But I want to tell you guys, the guys who are fans of me and who watch my shows, I want to let you guys know what's going on with that, because you may have been curious. And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you the whole lowdown on it. Oh, right, I'm in another one of these. Okay, hang on. So, here's the deal. A lot of people, a lot of SJWs, like to call up this quote that I said years ago. And I'm paraphrasing here. Basically talking about someone who committed suicide for the purpose of getting attention. The purpose of making people feel bad for her. And I said in this quote that, people who commit suicide for stupid reasons like this deserve it. And now the SJWs take that and they say, oh my God, 2 is encouraging people to commit suicide. Now, if I had said, say for instance, a person who got in a car wreck for a stupid reason deserved to be in that car wreck, would that be the same as telling people to go out and get in car wrecks? No, of course it wouldn't. But through some mental gymnastics, when I said that this person deserved to kill themselves because they did it for a dumb reason, now I'm encouraging, that's somehow telling people to kill themselves, which makes no sense. Let's see. Oh, this is another long one. Scroll by that there. You guys can read that however you want. So that, first of all, no, I never told anybody to kill themselves. And in fact, I find it kind of interesting because the video that comment was attached to, and that a lot of people like to get all up in arms about, me telling people to commit suicide, was me telling people that they are stupid for committing suicide. I don't know how. I don't know what warped thought process you have to take a video talking about it being stupid to commit suicide and twisting that to make it encouraging people to commit suicide. I don't know how. I don't question that. It's just something that people are weird. People are really fucked up. So there's that. Now, how I really do feel about suicide is this. And to go, right, the rocks, I forgot about that. To go into how I feel about suicide, I have to first go into how I feel about transgenders. I support transgenders. I support their right to do what they want to with their own bodies. How can I not? That's just, that's a no-brainer. It's your body. Of course you can do what you want to with it, whether or not I like it. And here's the thing, though. I think it's stupid. I may have a backwards ass opinion on this, but I think going into surgery, having your eyes slanted and running around and calling yourself Chinese, I don't, no, I think that's dumb. A lot of people do a lot of dumb things, and I think that's one of those dumb things that people do. Now, do I want to kill them? Do I want to stop them from doing, from having their surgery? Basically, to me, what it amounts to is, sex reassignment surgery is just plastic surgery to make you happier with your own reflection. That's all it is. And even after that, I think it was 60% of post-ops are suicidal. I think because they get the operation, they realize that it didn't change them, it didn't change who they were, it didn't change their biology, and now they want to kill themselves. So it doesn't seem to be working, but, it's not my place to say. If somebody wants to do that to their own body, they should be allowed to do it. That is my honest feeling. I think it's dumb, but I would defend their right to do it. Because they should be able to do it. Now, here's, I just think that some people do some things that I think are stupid, but they still should be allowed to do them. Because I don't have any right to say, what people should and should not be allowed to do with their body. That should be their own thing. And I'm completely in agreement with that. And like I said, I don't hate transgenders. I don't hate them. I'll go up to a transgender and be like, hey, what's up? And we're talking and everything's groovy, and I don't hate them. I don't just automatically hate a transgender for being a transgender. I've some people that I know that are actually in my close circle of friends are transgender, and some of them actually even agree with my viewpoint here. So, most transgenders that I know actually have a sense of humor about it. you know, they have some sense of humor over it, and they don't take it, you know, so seriously that they have to wham about everything. They don't. I know plenty of them that don't. Oh boy. Let me figure out this. Wow, first shot. Okay, man. Ooh, this screen again. We're loading. We're loading the screen. And here we are. What is up? We're in Crater. So, how does my view on suicide relate to transgenders? Because it's basically the same thing. If I didn't feel the way that I do about suicide, then I would be a hypocrite. Because if a person out there wants to take their own life, they want to mutilate their own body and kill it, well, I think that's stupid. I think that's a stupid thing to do. I don't think anybody should do that. I think it's dumb. However, if I were to say, you can't do that to yourself, you know, my will is going to be imposed on what you can do with your body, then what's to stop me from saying my will is imposed on what you're doing with your own body in any other case? I mean, when does what you do with your body become the decision of the public? Let's see. Oh boy. Okay, there's that. You get to read that. Oh, damn, it's a damn novel. The moment you open up the idea that suicide should be wrong because everyone else doesn't want you to do it, because, say, the government or the people decide what you can do with your body, well then, you're deciding that the establishment and the government or the people, by popular vote or whatever, should be able to decide anything that you can do with your body. Whether or not you can get tattoos, whether or not you can have piercings, whether or not you can have, you know, sex change surgery. That's suddenly all okay. I mean, it's up for, it's a moral issue. Now that, you know, now that, you know, people can decide what other people do with their bodies, you know, imagine if there are any transgenders listening, what would happen if whether or not you could get sexual reassignment surgery was up to the voter base of this last election? Imagine that. You think, you know, it would be legal still? Of course it wouldn't. You wouldn't legally be able to do it. Another one of, another long one. All right, there you go. So this is why I feel the way I do on suicide. And it is the same way with me for free speech. Either everybody gets it or nobody gets it. You know, I don't like what some people have to say. I think it's ridiculous. But I can't just shut out and say that people who are saying things that I don't like don't have the right to say them. But when it comes to things that I like, then yeah, you can say them. I can't do that. That would make me a hypocrite. And I can't do that when it comes to what people want to do with their bodies. If people want to get tattoos, then they should be able to get them whether or not I agree with it. If people want to get sexual reassignment surgery, whether or not I think it's stupid, they should be able to do it. And if people want to kill themselves, whether or not I think it's stupid, they should be able to do it. And if you want to call this supporting suicide, then go ahead. What I really support is a person's freedom to do what they want to with their own bodies. This is why same reason why I'm pro-choice. A woman should be able to do with her own body what she wants during pregnancy.
Первичный анализ метеорита указывает на нетипичность.
And I mean, I've always found it rather strange the way people think of suicide or euthanasia. It's so funny. If there's a dog, if you have a dog, and the dog is got cancer, and he's gonna die, and the dog is suffering, people will jump on you if you don't euthanize that dog. Oh my God, you're being so cruel to that animal to let it go on suffering. How dare you, you bastard. You should put it down and end its suffering, for God's sake. Now, when it comes to a human, whom we often consider, a lot of people consider, so much more important than animals, a human is suffering, dying from cancer. The idea of euthanasia is inhuman. It's terrible. It's crazy. How could you ever think of such a thing? No, you can't commit suicide. We need you to go on suffering. Another one of these. There, you can read that if you like. Why is it? Why is it that way? I mean, we generally value human lives more than animal lives. Well, generally. Not all of us, but some of us do. Personally, I don't find them, I think they're equally as valuable. But either way, why is it that it's cruel not to kill an animal who's suffering and in pain, yet it's cruel to kill a human who's suffering in pain? I don't understand that. And we have examples. Again, another confusing thing to me, like Robin Williams. I loved Robin Williams. I loved the work he did. I loved the movies he did. He was a brilliant actor. He was a great comedian. And he killed himself. Now, people are... Can I get this again? Nope. I guess once is enough. Come on. Get me back up here. I need to go back up here. There we are. So I can go over here. Now, people's like, oh my God, it's a tragedy that Robin Williams killed himself. It's such a tragedy. Why is it a tragedy? Well, because I loved his comedy and I loved his movies and I won't get any more, movies or comedy from him. So, you. So it's a tragedy because your feelings. Because you won't get any more from him. Because you won't get any laughs. Because you won't get any movies. What about him? I mean, it wasn't your decision. It wasn't your issue. You're being selfish. Isn't that being am I being wrong about this? I mean, isn't that being selfish to say, no, screw you if you're in pain. We don't care. Continue to be a juggling monkey for us, even in your absolute, most horrible pain, suffering, and misery. Screw you. Entertain us, because that's what's important. Robin Williams lived a long life, and he'd had problems through his entire life. And this may be a very, very controversial subject or a question to ask, but seriously think about it. Who's to say that suicide was not the best thing for Robin Williams? Not for you, not for me, and not for the world, but for him. If he'd lived, would he have continued another 30 years in absolute torment, in misery? Who's to say that just ending his existence was not the best thing for him? I can't say that. I'm not saying it was, but I'm saying I can't make that determination. And the only person who could was Robin Williams. It was his decision. And while, yeah, I think it's great to, not great, but I think it's appropriate to miss a person who has taken their own lives, just like people who do other things with their own bodies that I think is stupid. I think it's important to respect the decision that he made for his life. That was his choice to make. And that is really where I stand on this entire issue. And people are like, oh, you support suicide. You want people to kill them. I don't want people. If I had a friend who was going to kill themselves.
The Russians were studying these alien structures.
Looks like the Russians were studying the work of the portal creators, the network of monoliths, huge power structures, and the number of walls and doors surrounding them. I still can't figure out how it all connects. Well, I can, damn it. This is where I stand on this whole issue, is that if I had a friend who was going to kill themselves, would I try to talk them out of it? Absolutely. Would I do my best to get them help? Absolutely. I would try to convince them as much as I could that it was not a good decision to make, that it's stupid, because I think it is. But in the end, if they continue to make the decision to go through with it, I can't disrespect that. Because it's their body and it's their choice. And the moment I say that that's not their choice, that's the moment that I have to say, well, we don't give people choice over what they do with their bodies anymore. I would be a hypocrite if I could say, you want to get a tattoo, I don't agree with that, but go ahead and do it because it's your body and it's your choice. You want to get sex change surgery? I think that's stupid, but I support you because it's your body and it's your choice. You want to have an abortion? Yeah, well, it's your body, it's your choice. You want to kill yourself? Nope, can't do that. I demand that you not. I'm going to stop you from doing that because it's not right. That makes me a hypocrite. Where's the last rock here? I don't know. So, folks, that is my diatribe. That is my explanation, my response to the people out there who call me transphobic and the people who say that I want people to kill themselves. I don't want people to kill themselves. I can't disrespect people's choices about their own bodies. Because I don't want other people making choices about my body. And I'm sure you don't either. And you say, well, how far does that go? Well, that's really the question. I mean, if you're going to say, well, okay, ear piercing, nose piercings are okay. Suicide is not okay. All right, who makes that decision? Who sets the bar for what's okay and what's not okay? Harming yourself? Sex change surgery is harming yourself. Tattoos do harm your skin. Piercings do, they do harm you. So, how far do we take it? Where is the line? And that's the thing, is that there shouldn't be a line. Because if there's a line, that means that somebody has to draw that line. And I don't want other people drawing lines for what anybody can and can't do with their own bodies. So, my philosophy, my stance on it is people can either have a right to do with what they want to with their own bodies, or they can't. And I support the right for people to do what they want to with their own bodies. And I don't know where this other rock is. I know there's another rock around here. I'm looking around for it. I'm probably being dense. But in any case, I'm going to look around for that, and I'm going to find it. And we will pick this up in another episode where I will not be so, I guess, dramatic. I want to dwell on better subjects than this most of the time, but I just felt personally like I needed to say that. And thank you guys for listening to it very much, and I hope it's brought some kind of understanding to my thoughts on the whole issue. So I will see you guys once again on the next story time. See you next Wednesday, and I hope you have a great week.